picked up a couple new handgun lights from Streamlight, the TLR-1 HL and the TLR-7. I will be showing these off on an HK45 full size and an HK P2000 compact. And the TLR-7 is replacing this X2 by Insight, which is discontinued. I think it was bought by EOTech. They saw how ugly it was and discontinued it. All right, so the TLR-1. This thing is kind of a beast. First off, it's the fit and finish on it is fantastic. Really clean, nice. It's like a hard plastic, almost like a Magpul mag or something. They have these inserts here, so you can put in the one that fits the most snug on your rail. I use the 1913 to fit on the HK45. Get into the battery compartment is pretty easy. You flick down this metal tab that pops open the back, open it, and then it's just two of the CR123As. Pop that in and flick it closed. So the nice thing about this retention screw on here has ears on it, so you just kind of angle it. Oh. Let's do that again. So you angle it, line up your rail with this little insert, and then you can just hand tighten it down. So if you wanted to get bear down on it more, you could use a screwdriver, but I don't think that's necessary. Once that's on, the operating levers back here are pretty accessible with your fingers. So you flick up for temporary, flick down to lock it into place, and then you can go up twice for this insane strobe. And this thing's 1,000 lumens of just strobing action. And at the end of the video, I'll show off these in with the lights off. But yeah, look at that hotness. And TLR-7. So I think they've got another back plate where then the buttons to turn on actually come over the trigger guard, but I opted for the smaller. This also has the inserts. I went with the universal one. And then to get to the battery compartment, you just unscrew the front, and it's another CR123A. One thing I didn't like about this is there are no ears on this retention screw. I actually reached out to Streamlight, asked them if they had something like that. They got back to me, they didn't. Just haven't done some research to find something to replace it, but I will eventually get to that. Clicks on pretty easy. And so I read some complaints online where folks said it was hard to get to the switch to turn on. I haven't had a problem with that. So if you press and hold it in, it'll be temporary. And then if you flick it quickly, it'll turn on, it'll engage it. And I think this is 500 lumens versus the 1,000 on that. But yeah, look at how flush that is, nice and hot. Compared to, show off the X2 by Insight, which is discontinued. They, I think, were bought by EOTech. I think I mentioned that already. It's a decent light for the time. So this thing, nice thing about this thing was it was easy to turn it or get it on and off, just because it had these two nubs you pull down, and then it would lock into place. But a lot of play on there. Pretty easy to, so you go up to temporary, down to turn on permanently, or, well, engage it on. It has a switch down here for turning on and off your laser. So just flashlight and laser and flashlight, but there isn't an option for just the flashlight. And then the battery compartment is here. And I think this was a slightly different battery, like a yeah, CR2. But now this is just going to be a little spare. And I got this little bad boy. Let's see what they look like with the lights off. Here is the TLR-1. And here's the strobe on the TLR-1. Insanity. And the TLR-7. So there's the beam on the 7 and the 1. A lot brighter, tighter beam also. This is a little bit kind of sloppier, but still gets the job done. So if you are looking for some awesome lights that are not going to break the bank, definitely recommend the Streamlight TLR-1 and 7. I think these things were under 150. I think this was maybe 140 and this maybe 120, so definitely reasonable. Awesome, a lot cheaper than some of the other stuff that's on the market, and yeah, great products. Pick them up.